Everyone had told me the miracle happens at the retreat, that you have to fly there, check into the hotel, and sit in the ballroom listening to Joe Dispenza to find it. But they were wrong. I hadn't even boarded the plane for my Joe Dispenza retreat yet, but my nervous system, it had already left the old me behind. Something had already started shifting, and I hadn't even arrived yet. Not physically, but in my body. And that was the part I didn't expect, because normally, change came after effort, after doing, after pushing, after surviving. But that time, something was happening before. Before the plane, before the room, before the meditations. My mind didn't fully understand it yet, but my nervous system did. There was a strange space I was in. Part of me was excited, part of me was terrified, and part of me was very, very quiet. That quiet part, it didn't argue. It didn't panic. It didn't need proof. It just knew. I noticed it in small ways. I reacted slower. I breathed deeper. Things that used to trigger me didn't hook the same way. They weren't gone, just softer. And for someone who had lived years in pain, in exhaustion, in survival mode, that softness was everything. But here is what was interesting. My mind kept shouting, "Who do you think you are to do this? What if nothing happens? That's a lot of money. What if you get disappointed again?" Those thoughts were familiar. They belonged to an old identity, an old body, an old version of me that had learned to stay small, to stay safe. But my body, it wasn't listening to those thoughts anymore. Instead, my body was responding to a different signal: safety, possibility, expansion. And I didn't force that. I didn't affirm it. I didn't visualize harder. I simply said yes before I felt ready. And that was the secret no one talked about. We thought readiness came first, then the decision, then the change. But sometimes the decision comes first, and the body follows. Sometimes the nervous system needs a direction, not a guarantee. I could feel old patterns trying to pull me back. The doubt, the overthinking, the old thoughts, the urge to justify. But underneath all of that noise, there was a calm. Not excitement, not adrenaline, calm. And calm has never lied to me. It felt different from hope. Hope reached forward. This felt grounded, like my body was already rehearsing a new reality without my mind's permission. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about the body being the unconscious mind, and I was starting to understand that. Not intellectually, but somatically. My body was no longer waiting for evidence. It was responding to intention. So, here's what I want to say to you today. You're standing on the edge of something big right now, and your mind is screaming, but your body feels strangely steady. That's not confusion, that's coherence. If you feel fear and peace at the same time, you weren't broken. You are crossing an identity boundary. I hadn't gone to the retreat yet, but I could feel the old version of me loosening her grip. And I wasn't trying to rush that. I was letting it unfold. It wasn't about becoming someone new. It was about allowing my nervous system to remember who I was before survival became my personality. If you're feeling this too, this subtle pull, this quiet knowing, you're not late, you're not behind, you're right on time. And maybe, just maybe, your body already knows what your mind is still trying to figure out. If you feel this shift too, make sure you subscribe. Stay with me on this journey and let your body lead. Beautiful soul, you've gone through so much. It's time for you to shine.